And we are on record, Mr. Gary Smith on the right side and Mr. Luc Verstrepen on the left side. We are on record. Good morning or good afternoon. You guys, I am very jealous. I see like Rome and Berlin, Paris, Marlow. Where's Marlow? I mean, Berlin, I know, but what is Marlow? I never heard about that. So where are you?
I leave that to Luke. He knows.
To me, Marlow, south of Berlin. And I guess because we see so many walls on the east side of Berlin. Yes.
There are no walls anymore. The walls have been moved to Arizona now.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
They took the Berlin wall down and they're rebuilding it in Arizona now.
Yeah, this is not the wall that Trump's gonna build. This wall was taken down in
89. That's the one that was taken down.
East Germany, man. So it's
and
the first time. I think Luke as well.
Nah,
he's been here. In fact, he even competed here. He competed
in Neustadt Glewe.
There was a time when I competed in Germany too, you know.
You guys might have competed against each other.
Yeah, we never know. We didn't remember.
In Neustadt, could be, yeah. You know, we have jumped together, competed together and against each other, and all things which you can make up there. Now, Mr. Uli Seeburg is coming to DeLand next week to compete at the Shamrock Showdown. So we're
fantastic.
Together again
with the Taiwas gang, right?
With the Taiwas gang, yes. And guess who will hopefully be the fourth? I mean, first of all, we have number 3 is Tim Mack. You know Thomas Mack, right?
Yeah. The golf caddy for Solly Williams.
Yeah, exactly. So Tim Mack, he is here going to flight school. He's jumping, and he's a very talented young competitor. So he is with Uli and myself, and then hopefully Mr. Karl-Erik Tuff will join us because he's going to be here. So I have to talk him into this. We'll see. So Taiwan may have a very interesting lineup.
Fantastic.
And you know that we are waiting for you. So when are you coming? When do you arrive here with your teams?
We are struggling to answer that question.
No Qatar delegation. That is really unusual now for the Shamrock. Usually there have been always teams from Qatar.
I mean, I can explain very quickly. We are, it's in the middle of Ramadan for them. So they go in now. We finish this competition. We are in Berlin for the Wind Tunnel, German Indoor Nationals, and I think it's Open Championship. So we come here, and then on the 9th, which is Saturday, the 10th, Ramadan starts. So we will fly back on the 10th during Ramadan. We arrive in Doha, and then that's the end of this training camp. We did win games, and then we come here for 7-8 days of training, 5 days only training, and then we do this competition. Then it's Ramadan, and unfortunately, Shamrock falls right in that period. So it was hard. In fact, for the junior teams that we have, Lions and Cheetahs, it was a no-go. Maybe Tigers could have come out, but they are focusing on China, which is the World Cup of Indoor. So I think they will do some. In fact, I know they will do some training. I don't know the exact dates before going to China. So unfortunately, that kind of blocks the Shamrock for us. But it's not that we don't support it. We would love to be there.
Well, at least some of the teams are still liking to jump from planes, even though I know the French team will be in China, and yes, we will be in China. The Qatar Tigers, if they feel like, no, we have to focus on indoor, well, you know, fine. I get it, but you know, we are still jumping from planes in general. So that sometimes I wonder, you know, if it's really dying, kind of, you know, because the Shamrock is in the middle of the indoor season. But we don't want to talk about Shamrock or any of this anyway. It will be a very exciting competition, obviously, with the best teams here in the land. And we are very much looking forward to that. And I'm sure you will follow that carefully. But we're talking about the Qatar delegation anyway, not about the Tigers, because the Tigers, you know, we have known them now for over a decade, and they're great. And it looks like you were at the wind camps. It looks like they seem to be a little bit more on an upswing now again after it looked a little bit where are they going, kind of. But now they were up a little bit. What did you see?
Well, my first impression is so far I know the Tigers, and a small difference I see. They fly a little bit more cleaner, maybe. You know how I have to express myself, cleaner, maybe a little bit more efficient than before. It's all small things, but maybe on the end this makes a bigger difference. Yeah, because it's on the same level. Actually, on the end, I think a draw is a draw. It's on the same level that they flying, but it looks a little bit cleaner for me. Yeah, that's all I can say. Is it much faster and stuff? Not yet. I think the scores is similar what they did before. But yeah, this is and I think they keep working on it. Yeah.
Gary, you have a very special relationship, obviously, with the Tigers because now you
Yeah.
were coaching them to their first bronze medal position together with Hayabusa. So you probably you're the best one to compare it with the previous performance, the current performance, the interim time. Now they had to change,
Yeah.
coaching change
Yeah.
from you
I mean,
working.
I think from our side, I think Andy's doing a good job with them. Like, I think some of we watched them obviously train, or something went wrong here, coach. 1 second.
Well, I hear you, I see you.
Okay, we got something on our screen that's not correct here. We're gonna maybe just and delete that. There we go. Sorry. The Andy, I think, is doing a good job with them. I mean, we watched them training, and some of the stuff looks really smooth. For sure, they smoothened stuff out. They were flying at very not necessarily tunnel low speed, but slower, which makes it easier. It's just a case, I think he needs to keep them motivated, and they need to believe what they can do. But unfortunately, you're up against a France team that's phenomenal and an SB team, you know?
Yeah.
So I think in their heads, they've got to go, are we just going for third? How much do we have to do just to get third? And I hate that thinking. But I don't think I see it. They trained hard from what we saw. I say nothing wrong. But like Luke said, they've done a 30-something average before, and this was just a 30.1. And in fairness, it was quite a fast draw. As you could see with our Lions and the Cheetahs, they did better than expected. But their draw was not difficult. It was it was quicker than what Arizona Airspeed had in the US Nationals.
Like Paraclete.
Yeah, so in Paraclete. So in that sense, yes, I don't think they're doing anything wrong. It's just a case of they need to click up a few notches to catch, you know.
Yeah.
And
So when you were saying slower, it was not slower as of airspeed, it was slower as of pace.
Yes, I think trying to just clean up grip taking, clean up things, make sure that the shapes of everything is correct. And it looked really good. It looked like they could do that all day long, which obviously could. Then obviously Andy went through a stage where he sped them up before the meet. But who knows how much of that they did. I must say, with all Qatar teams, we've done quite a lot of tunnel time since Christmas, because we've had also issues with the military calendars and when we could come in and out, so we couldn't always get to drop zones. So we have done tunnel camps, including Tigers. So all the teams should be very tunnel strong. Jumping, I hate to see Lions and Cheetahs in free fall right now. Like Luke said, I think it's almost 5 months that we've jumped. So it's a bit scary, you know?
Yeah. Well, let's talk about let's talk about the Lions and the Cheetahs. You know, things have changed, and you told me this already before. So I hope that I don't know if you followed the NSL news, but I hope that I had the lineups correctly now. The way they are sorted now, because you moved team members from one lineup to the other ones, you know, together. And now it's not like two teams working together. It's really, there's a difference of performance level now between the two teams.
Yeah. Your lineups were correct, by the way. It's just a photo. We need to send you photos, but we didn't have. So we will try and get photos at this meet, and I'll send it to you.
Okay, great,
but
thanks.
the names is correct, 100%.
Okay, so it is the Lions, you mentioned I remember the two of you both mentioned already in Norway that the Lions were actually the stronger of the two teams. They only got hit by the 0 in round 1, but other than that, but that was before the changes of the lineups. So now the Lions are really strong because they're moving pretty close to the Tigers now.
But yeah, that's correct. Sorry, that what you said in the Cheetahs won in Voss, but yes, the Lions were the stronger team. They just didn't perform. They had the 0 in round 1, correct. But then, like you said, we've changed the lineup, as you said, and then yeah, now the Lions theoretically are the guys, the 4 guys that we thought would fit in correct in the best slots. And then
So
yes,
how is what I'm really curious, I mean, the dynamics between the whole delegation is, that is interesting, at least, and it must be changing, piece by piece, because the Lions must be eager to begin challenging the Tigers, right? How is it? How is the dynamic? Are they really like a committed forward team by now who are saying, hey, we're gonna beat the Tigers eventually, we wanna get up to them? Or are they kind of, who really cares? We'll well, how is the personality structure now, the mental part of this whole thing?
Well, that's a difficult question. Yes, I think they look to the Tigers. They look there. We cannot say that they not look up there. Yes, sure, they look up there. We still are in a growing process on that point, that mental game, that really wanna train, that really wanna fly, that really, to get there. There is still some work on. To be honest, we still have to work on that part. This is not yet 100%. What you talk about motivation and all stuff. Yeah, they are young guys. But sure, they look up to the Tigers, and I think some of them, for sure, they want to reach that level or be competitive with the Tigers. Yeah, sure. Yeah, we cannot go around that one, but we still have some work on that to get there. Yeah, we did a good job, I think, in the tunnel, but it's still it's still a long way to reach the level of the Tigers. This is still a whole process. Also, outdoor, we have to bring that indoor to the outdoor, and that's another process.
it's gonna be long.
It's gonna be long. Harder. It's not tomorrow.
Yeah, but as you said, it does motivate them. It does motivate them, and also within the group, I was a bit worried because now we had them all together. We were treating them all as equal, trying to help everybody. But eventually, now we've chosen the stronger 4. But even in the other team, there's a number 5 and 6 who could be in that team. So we're trying to keep them motivating by saying, keep doing your job, do it good, and then eventually we might have made an error in our choices, and maybe we have to switch on, or someone gets injured or is not as motivated. Because the big thing, as we all know at the top, is about desire and passion. And you need to be motivated to go to the drop zone every day and want to make 10 or 12 jumps, and not hope that there's bad weather that you don't jump. Because eventually, if you have that attitude, then eventually we'd rather switch and put somebody else in your slot. But so I don't think we've chosen necessarily the correct guys, but we've chosen right now what we think is correct, and that might change, But so inside the group, they are all still friends, and they all come in. Even they rent cars together. There's one of Lions with one of Cheetahs. That doesn't matter. But when they come in, they split into their groups, and that's how we work them. So and then on the other side, it motivates the Lions, the better team, to make sure that they're working, because the Cheetahs are right behind them. And you'll see now in this competition, I hope, the Cheetahs will close that gap that was in Puria, because the Cheetahs had some silly issues. They had busts, brain locks, and we've tried to clean that up. But let's see, competition, it's only their second indoor competition for both groups. So in their whole life, they've never done an indoor competition. Emporia was first, and now Germany in the bigger tunnel is creating some problems for us with distancing and cross-referencing. We're not as strong in the bigger tunnel, 17-footer, as we were in Spain.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And they are younger of age too, right? I mean,
Yes.
what would you say? What's the average age of?
24 to oldest is 27, 26 just turned 27, and youngest is 24. Born in 2001, 23.
That's lions and cheetahs both.
Yeah.
It's a mix from
Yeah.
23 to
So if I go through all their passports, it's all 2000. A lot of them are born 2000, 2001, and then there's a couple that are 98, 99 that are like 25, 26 years old in that sense.
Well, that is promising too. So
yeah, well, that's the good thing. They are young, but we have to motivate them to get up to the Tigers level. I mean, the Tigers, if you speak to them, honestly, some of them were saying, "Hey, I have one more year, 2 more years, and I want to stop." So they want these guys to replace them. So we have
they told me last time when I interviewed them last time, they said we're gonna do that for the rest of our lives.
yeah, but in a rightfully so. If they're doing good, they must keep going. But some of them have said to me, also in front of the group, they've told the group, "Hey, this is your slot. You've got to take my place." So to try and motivate them,
Yeah, sure, yeah.
there's so in that sense, it all works together, and hopefully it's motivation in it. But I mean, we'll see how we go.
So that's the dynamics between between the teams and the team members. How do you work it? I mean, you have your own dynamics in the coaching area. Are you strictly separated by whatever in Gary's coaching, or are you doing it all together with both teams?
We try as much as we can together. We've noticed that sometimes we need to split a little bit. So I think what we did last year when we had everything equal, we kind of did 1 or 2 days one team, 1 or 2 days the other, to try and keep everything balanced. But I think with this year, what we've discussed a little bit, it might be better that I take one team for at least a week and Luke the other for a week, and then we could switch again, because I think we work together well. We enjoy each other. We speak when we sleep in the same bed and breakfasts here and whatever. So we play golf together. Although he's a fanatic fashion, but no. So I think we get on well together, and we discuss each individual. So which I like. We speak about, let's say, a Rashid or a Hamid. We speak about them, and then we kind of know. So I think we are working well together, and I don't think. I think I don't want to sit only with one team for a year. I'm happy to take the best or the worst, work with them for a week, and then and then I hand them across to Luke, and vice versa, and then we switch again. And that's what we've done in the wind tunnels now. And also during the meet is great, because also for me, it's almost like coaching 2 teams. Luke's coaching 2 teams, I'm coaching 2 teams, but it's almost one year and we win it. So for me, I really enjoy it. And we'll see how it goes. Of course, we have to adapt as we go along if it doesn't work out.
So that is kind of you have some kind of a triangle there between the tigers and the lions and the cheetahs. They're looking at each other, at least, and in touch with each other, even though your training is totally separated, right? Tigers go their own way and you have your own way.
Yeah.
And then the separation, there's not much interconnection, I guess, with the Falcons, with the 8-way team, right? They're doing the whole, but you're building this foundation of lions, cheetahs, also to have some people possibly available to step in when the 8-way team needs maybe a new member, or if they're doing personnel changes. How is that?
Well, yeah, we got I think 3 years ago already. Yeah, 3 years ago we had to give one up from our group.
Okay.
8-way. On the moment we don't hear anything that we have to move somebody to the 8-way. That's on the moment. And I have no idea for the future. The future, if the bosses decide to move over somebody, there is no other group as our group, so it has to come out of our group.
Yeah,
But,
right.
to be honest, inside for me, I think at least they want to build out of this group a very as the strongest forward, second strongest forward, and I think for sure, like Gary tells, you have number 5 and number 6 who are so close on the same level, like the better guys from Imagine That Better team, and they easy can fit, or the rest of the group, they can fit in that 8-way maybe.
Yeah.
But well, we're not that far, I guess. We didn't hear anything, and that's how it is on the moment.
Yeah.
I remember I used to switch when I was kind of a little bit burned out by doing a lot of 4-way year by year and all that. I switched to 8-way for a year, maybe two
Yeah.
year. And then I was fresh again I felt fresh again, to go back to 4-way, and then switch back maybe to 8-way again for some motivation, fresh air, whatever. Is that kind of an option? I
What?
get the first warning here, 10 minutes or whatever.
Uh,
Um, is that potentially an option for between the 4-way teams and the 8-way teams? The Qatar Tigers, for instance, they may, as you
Well,
say,
that could be. Yeah, I mean, that could be for me if for example in a, let's say in a dream world, if the if we catch up with the Lions or the Qatar Tigers start to say, hey, we're going to stand down, would they join the 8-way or try and strengthen the 8-way if some of the 8-way are also quitting? I spoke to one of the 8-way team captain and Jeremy recently, and they didn't seem like they needed anybody right now. But who knows? In a year or two, I'm sure they would need, and hopefully we've closed the gap up a little bit with Tigers, that Tigers could successfully say, hey, you know what, we're tired of this now. I mean, in respect to the Tigers, they've been going for 14 years together from 2010. So this is their 14th year, and there's no other team in the world that's done that. So it's hardcore. Every day waking up, training and whatever. And yes, they have a schedule and they have whatever, but it's hardcore, so I'm sure they're also looking to retire. But I think, as Luke said, we could feed one or two of ours into the 8-way, but even more important is we're going to speak to our direct bosses hopefully in the next month about we need to start a new group. We need to start a new feeder because in 4 or 5 years time, our guys might also start to retire. And then we need, so it has
constant
to keep
rotation, like the Czechs have it, there's a constant flow of new talent coming into this. I think this is, I mean, especially if you want to maintain your status, in the world, then I guess that has to happen eventually.
And they do want to. I mean, there's talk there that they want to achieve as much as they can. So that's always promising as a coach. But the thing is, we need more people. We need AFF students now. We need to recruit them. And the biggest thing is the selection. As you know, with 4-way, to select a 4-way jumper is different than selecting an accuracy or a canopy formation. In no disrespect to those disciplines, but a 4-way jumper, it's hard. It's mental. It's athletic. You need to be an athlete.
It's a family. It's a dynamics of 4-way. I mean, we all know that. The dynamics of a 4-way team. I mean, it's more intense than a family. It's easier to be married than being in a 4-way team.
True. That's true.
Oh well. Okay, guys, we're really running out of time here slowly. So I guess we have to stop. And maybe, so are you leaving Berlin? Berlin.
Your
I'm so
city.
jealous. So, that's my birthplace. I don't know if anybody knows that yet, but are you leaving Berlin right away when the event is over, or are you going to hang out for a few days or straight back?
No, unfortunately, I fly back with the team, but I mean, tomorrow we have a day off, so probably we'll go into Berlin again, and then we fly Thursday. I think we do one session before the meet starts on Friday, but then directly after that is Ramadan is on Sunday. So Saturday there's prize giving, awards on Saturday night, and then Sunday morning 6 a.m. we're at the airport. We fly at 9 a.m. So they fly to Qatar, back to Qatar, and then it's Ramadan for them.
Do you want to visit the best brewery on the planet?
Send us the link.
Brauhaus Spandau. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
It's the best. I've been visiting, and we have visited many breweries and brew pubs. That
And
one is the best.
where's Spandau in Berlin? Northwest,
It's west.
west.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Yeah.
on the
Yeah,
western
we
side.
of course south mainly, but southwest
Yeah,
is easy.
you're south, yeah. So
Yeah.
you have to go northwest to get to Spandau. But you can take the train directly from the terminal where the wind tunnel is. There's a train directly to Spandau. You can, from the train station, you can walk in 5 minutes to the brewery.
Tomorrow, it's on my agenda.
Good.
I'll see
Have
you.
fun. Enjoy. Drink a beer for me.
Thank
And
you.
get either a matjes filet or a currywurst, of course.
I've already had a currywurst. Top.
I wish I were with you. All right, gentlemen. Luke,
Thanks, Kurt.
Gary,
Thanks.
thank you very much for spending some time, precious time again. And I wish we could do it live together, but
Yeah,
next
yeah.
time, yes, it's
Great,
gonna
Kurt.
happen again.
Good seeing you. Thank you very much, man.
Thanks.
Goodbye.
Ciao,
Bye.
ciao.